What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Javi here. I'm finally back with a brand new movie review. I know it's been a long time, but work has always got me occupied. But I got some time off. Finally saw a new film and ready to finally give you guys a brand new movie review. So let's get into it, shall we? I have to say that normally I'm not a big fan of remakes, mostly due to the fact that most remakes are just the original movies done over, and one has to wonder just what the hell was the point. I pretty much had this problem with the Total Recall remake that came out a few years back. It had a different setting, different actors, and some changes that really made very little sense to the story, but basically it was just the 1990 movie point by point. RoboCop, on the other hand, was actually its own movie with its own stories and its own ideas, uh, all while using the same premise as the original 1987 film. In other words, this is a remake doing exactly what a remake is supposed to do, which is to tell the story, but in a brand new way. For that, I have to say that this is definitely one of the better remakes I've seen. And just from watching the movie, I can see that this was made by people who clearly loved the original RoboCop and wanted to tell their own unique story while very much showing their love and respect for the uh, original film. And unlike Total Recall, which I felt was a giant cash grab, it really is a shame that this isn't doing better um, at the box office. I think like right now it's like number three. I think was what I read on IMDb. So that's a shame. That's a shame. I kind of feel that this is one of those few remakes that actually deserve to do a bit better than it's currently doing. Um, the acting in this movie is pretty good. I thought that everyone turned in very solid performances. I especially loved Gary Oldman, who I have to say is one of those rare talents that can actually transform into various different types of characters. When I was a kid, Gary Oldman was pretty much the villain in like every single movie I saw him in. Twice in the same summer. Those two movies being The Fifth Element and Air Force One, and then again the next spring. That movie being the really bad Lost in Space movie. But lately he's been playing some really good guy roles, and I have to say he's been doing a very fine job. Commissioner Gordon in the Dark Knight movies, and his film here, and I think it's rare that you get actors that are like really able to transform themselves into like literally like different characters on screen. Um, I also thought that Samuel L. Jackson did pretty well as the movie's version of Bill O'Reilly, though in many points he does stay classic Samuel L. Jackson. But he did a pretty good job with the role that he was given. This movie also got me into Abbie Cornish, who did a really good job as Alec Murphy's wife, Clara. It was really good to see Alex's family have a big role in this movie, whereas in the original film they were barely there, except in flashbacks. But to keep in mind, that worked. That worked for the original film and the story that they were telling in that movie. And this movie is once again it's telling its own story. It's exploring its own ideas, and having Murphy's family have a big role in this movie, it works for this movie and this story. So all I can say is, good job. Just very, very, very Good job. I also love how this movie gives us a better representation of corporate greed than the original film did. Now, don't get me wrong, it was there in the original movie too, but I think it was like more in the background as OCP. I mean, they really weren't the main bad guys. Dick Jones, I think, who's like the senior vice president or the vice president at OCP. He was the main bad guy, but OCP itself were not the main bad guys. And the movie itself, the original RoboCop film itself, was really more about Alex Murphy, man turned into machine, but it's pretty clear that he's way more machine than man. But then his old human life and his old human memories start to seep in, and then he's pretty much out for revenge. And of course, this of course leads him to the greater conspiracy involving the men who killed him, and between Dick Jones, who's the senior vice president at OCP. And if you've not seen the original RoboCop film, well, I've just spoiled it for you. So please, please, please don't kill me. But yeah, this movie actually explores the themes of corporate greed, corruption, and the lengths that people will go to cover their hides when it pretty much all goes wrong. Themes that I think are explored more in the original RoboCop sequels, but I don't think that they were ever really explored to the extent that it's explored here in just like this one movie. At least not until the third RoboCop movie, which gave us the Robo Ninja, and we all know just how well Pat turned out. Hell, the RoboCop TV series just pretty much threw all those themes of corporate greed, corporate power, corporate corruption right out the window. Those were not even factors in the RoboCop TV series. I also like how we got more into the process and just how Alex became RoboCop and the constant debate about what is ethical versus what's not ethical and how to proceed with him, and is he going to be like more machine or more man, um and if and this was something that, I mean, it was introduced and it was there somewhat in the original series, but the original series never really explored it to its fullest potential. And when I say the original series, I'm talking about the entirety of the original RoboCop franchise, be it the movies to the TV series. Um, the movie, however, does have its flaws. The main one being that some of the action scenes just leave a lot more to be desired. They're not bad, mind you, but being a PG-13 movie rather than an R movie, like the original film was, there's like a serious lack of grit and I think even emotion that that was actually really present in the original films. There's also one of my favorite moments of the uh, original RoboCop movie, which was done here. And I have to say, while it did have some good build-up to it, the actual action itself was pretty downplayed in comparison to what the original film gave. So this was definitely one thing that the original 1987 movie has over this the 2014 movie. Also, I think that one thing that the original film has that this one does not have, Peter Weller. Okay, listen. This guy playing Robocop, unfortunately, his name escapes me since I made the mistake of never writing his name down in in um, in my notes here. He's not terrible. He's a decent RoboCop. He's not Peter Weller. The original '87 movie had Peter Weller, and Peter Weller is just he's such a hard act to follow up on. He really is. I mean, this dude was good. He's no Peter Weller. Be like, that is something that this movie definitely has over the 19. Well, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. That is something that the 1987 movie has over this movie. But it, it makes up for it in terms of the other actors, in terms of its plot, its story, and its themes. It it can definitely make up for it and still carries itself. So all in all, I would definitely recommend this movie for anyone who is a fan of RoboCop, and even if you're not, you might find this version to be way more to your liking than the original film was. So give it a shot. It's a new story, and it's a new story that's being told pretty well. I personally think that it deserves a much higher spot in the box office than it currently has. But in all fairness, it's up against Monuments Men, and that's probably a way, way, way better and much more critically acclaimed film. But in terms of remakes, this is a very, very, very good film, and please check it out. So until next time, this is Javi signing out.